Welcome to the Stoic Manhood Guide. In 2025, a woman's beauty, her charm, and her ability to take good selfies are no longer enough to sustain a real, valuable relationship. Yet, too many good men still operate as if dating is a charity program, where the only qualification for a woman is that she exists and looks good on Instagram. Here is the hard truth you need to face. If you are bringing ambition, discipline, protection, and a vision to the table, then it is not just fair, but necessary, to ask, what is she bringing in return? This is where many guys get it wrong. Society has tried to shame men into lowering their standards, while at the same time encouraging women to raise theirs to impossible heights. You're expected to be the complete package, but when you ask what she offers beyond her presence, suddenly you're the bad guy. That's nonsense. So let me ask you a question, and be honest. Have you ever been made to feel guilty or toxic for simply wanting a partner who is your equal in effort and in values? Relationships are partnerships, not one-sided contracts. In this video, we are cutting through all the noise. I'm going to lay out the 6 important, non-negotiable things your woman should bring to the table. This isn't about outdated gender roles. This is about the practical qualities that separate a high-value partner from someone who just wants to ride your success. By the end of this, you will have a clear, unapologetic perspective, and you will never settle for less than you deserve again. Standard number 1, she must add value, not stress. Let's be perfectly clear. In 2025, a man's biggest mistake is tolerating a woman who consistently drains his energy instead of adding to his life. We've been fed a romantic fantasy that love is about enduring endless chaos and drama. That is a lie. A relationship is supposed to be your sanctuary, not your second battlefield. It is supposed to multiply your peace, not divide it. If the primary things she brings into your life are problems, complaints, arguments, and unnecessary drama, then you are not in a partnership. You are babysitting an adult who refuses to take responsibility for her own emotional state. Now, when I say a woman should add value, many people's minds immediately jump to money. We will get to that. But the most important value she can add is to your quality of life. It means she actively makes your life smoother, healthier, and more balanced. A high-value woman understands that a man on his purpose is facing constant challenges in the outside world. His life is already filled with stress. Her role as a partner is not to add to that stress, but to be the place where that stress dissolves. She knows how to step into your world and contribute. This can be through her calming presence, her emotional support, her ability to help you manage the small details of life so you can focus on the big picture, or her encouragement that pushes you toward your goals. She is a teammate. She is an asset. Too many men today have settled for women who believe that simply showing up and looking beautiful is their full contribution. They take your resources, they take your energy, and they take your time, but they never truly give back in a way that builds you up. And here's the truth you need to hear: a woman who does not add value to your life will eventually destroy your momentum. No matter how ambitious or successful you are, carrying dead weight in your personal life will always slow you down. A woman who adds value is a partner who makes your vision for the future feel lighter, not heavier. She knows how to listen without judgment. She knows how to step in and help where you are weak, and how to amplify your strengths. She is not competing with you. She is building with you. So, I want you to take a mental inventory of the last month. When you think about your interactions with her, do you feel more energized, focused, and peaceful? Or do you feel more drained, distracted, and stressed? Has her presence multiplied your peace, or has it divided it? Imagine you're working on a difficult side business after your 9-to-5 job. A woman who adds value will bring you a meal so you don't skip dinner. She'll offer to handle a small task, to take something off your plate. She'll encourage you when you are doubting yourself. A woman who brings stress will complain that you are always busy. She will pick fights because she is bored, or she will guilt-trip you for not giving her your constant, undivided attention. One is a partner helping you win. The other is a distraction causing you to lose. In 2025, a man on his mission cannot afford that distraction. Standard number 2: respect over entitlement. Here is an uncomfortable truth, that you must burn into your mind: love without respect is useless. A woman can claim she loves you. She can say all the right words, but if her actions show a fundamental lack of respect for you, that relationship will slowly and surely eat away at your confidence, your dignity, and your very soul. In 2025, a lot of good men are stuck in relationships with women who feel completely entitled to their resources, their time, and their attention, but who give zero genuine respect in return. Respect means she acknowledges your leadership, she values your effort, and she honors your role as a man. It doesn't mean she has to worship you or agree with everything you say. It simply means she values you as an equal partner on the journey. Entitlement, on the other hand, is the toxic belief that she deserves your best, regardless of her own behavior or what she contributes to the partnership. That sense of entitlement is dangerous because it breeds laziness, manipulation, and a state of constant dissatisfaction. You simply cannot build a future with someone who disrespects your grind, who talks down to you in public, or who constantly compares you to other men. That is poison to a man's spirit. Respect is not an optional bonus in a relationship. It is the absolute foundation. Without it, she will undermine your decisions, she will question your competence, and she will secretly believe that she could do better than you. Think about how she speaks to you, both in private and in public. Does she speak in a way that builds you up and shows appreciation for your efforts, or does she use a tone of criticism, complaint, or condescension? Does she make you feel respected or merely tolerated? Men often get trapped by physical beauty or intense chemistry, and they choose to ignore the clear signs of disrespect. But let me say this as clearly as I can: a woman who does not respect you will eventually, inevitably, destroy you. And the sad part is, some men keep tolerating it because they are scared of being alone. But let me tell you, being single and at peace is infinitely better than being disrespected in your own relationship. Let's use a simple example. You're saving money for a down payment on a house, a long-term goal for your future together. A respectful woman will see your discipline and support your decision. She'll cut back on unnecessary spending with you and appreciate your sacrifice. An entitled woman will complain that you are being cheap. She will demand expensive vacations and luxury items, and she will shame you for not spoiling her enough. One woman is building your future with you. The other is actively tearing it apart. If you allow entitlement to replace respect in your relationship, do not be surprised when resentment becomes the third partner in your bed. Standard number 3: emotional support is non-negotiable. Men don't often say it out loud, but they feel it every single day. The pressure, the weight, the constant expectation to hold everything together. Society tells you to man up, don't complain, and just deal with it. And while strength is a man's duty, that does not mean you are expected to carry the entire world on your shoulders alone. That is where a woman's emotional support becomes non-negotiable. In 2025, life is more stressful than ever. The economy, the competition in your career, the constant digital distractions. It is easy for a man to feel like he is always on edge, always in a state of battle. The absolute last thing a man needs is to come home from that battlefield, only to enter another one. The last thing he needs is to come home to someone who criticizes him, doubts him, or adds more chaos to his already chaotic life. What a man truly needs, what he craves on a deep and primal level, is a woman who can make his home feel like a place of peace. Emotional support does not mean she has to solve your problems. In fact, you probably don't want her to. It means she listens without judgment when you need to vent. It means she stands by you when the world seems to be against you. And it means she believes in you, even when you start to question yourself. A woman's presence in your life should make you feel recharged, not drained. If you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells around her, afraid to share your struggles, because you know they will be met with criticism or drama, then she is not supporting you. She is competing with the battles you already have to fight outside your home. Now, if this is resonating with you, and you believe that men deserve to have standards in their relationships, I want you to hit the like button and share this video. Let's get this message out there. Think about it. When life hits you hard, when you face a setback in your career or a personal failure, who do you want beside you in that moment? Do you want someone who nags, belittles, and tells you that you are not enough? Or do you want someone who puts her hand on your shoulder and says, I know this is tough, but I believe in you, and I've got your back no matter what? The answer is obvious. Men may not admit how much they need it, but having a genuinely supportive woman is one of the most powerful forms of motivation a man can ever experience. It is the difference between quitting on yourself and pushing through to the next level. And if she cannot, or will not, give you that, then you have to seriously ask yourself, why is she in your life at all? Standard number 4: financial contribution matters too. For decades, men have been told that their only role in a relationship is to provide financially. And too many men today are still trapped in that outdated, one-sided mindset. They believe that if they cover all the bills, buy all the gifts, and pay for everything, then their woman will automatically respect them and love them. In 2025, that thinking is not only foolish, it is dangerous. Here is the reality of a true partnership. If you are the only one bringing in money, and she is only spending it, you are not in a relationship. You are running a charity. And let me tell you, charity is not attractive. A healthy, high-value woman does not want to be a man's dependent. She wants to stand beside him, building an empire together. But some men are terrified to demand this. They think that asking a woman to contribute financially, in some way, makes them less of a man. They think it's a sign that they can't provide. That is weak thinking. Wake up. Being a man does not mean letting someone financially exploit you. It means creating a balanced, fair relationship where both people are investing in your shared future. That investment is not just emotional, it is also financial. So I want you to ask yourself this tough question. Looking at your financial goals, is your partner a co-pilot? actively helping you reach your destination? Or is she just a passenger, enjoying the ride until the car runs out of gas? And let's get it twisted. This does not mean your woman has to earn the same amount of money as you. Contribution looks different for everyone. Maybe she pays for certain bills, like groceries or utilities. Maybe she is the one who is aggressively saving and investing a portion of her own income. Or maybe she takes on the responsibility of managing the household finances with extreme discipline. The point is that she adds to the financial pot instead of only ever draining it. She has skin in the game. Too many good men end up broke, stressed, and filled with resentment because they tried to buy a woman's love. They confuse their financial responsibility with endless self-sacrifice. Stop it. A woman who truly respects you and your mission will want to lighten your financial load, not add to it. If she is unwilling to contribute anything and acts entitled to your money, then she is not a partner. She is a liability. Standard number 5: loyalty is rare. Demand it. Let's not sugarcoat this. In 2025, with social media, endless options, and constant digital distractions, true loyalty has become a luxury, not a standard. And here is the absolute truth. If your woman cannot stay loyal to you in her heart, in her mind, and in her actions, then everything else she brings to the table becomes completely worthless. Loyalty is not just about not physically cheating. That is the bare minimum. Loyalty goes much deeper than that. It is about her standing with you when times are rough, not just when things are good. It is about her defending your name and your reputation when you are not around. And it is about her actively refusing to entertain attention from other men, whether it's in person or in her DMs, just because it feels good for her ego. It is about her choosing you every single day, even when temptation is everywhere. The sad reality is that too many men ignore the early signs of disloyalty because they are afraid to confront them. She flirts a little too much with the waiter. She keeps male best friends who clearly don't respect the boundaries of your relationship, or she entertains direct messages from old flames for a little bit of fun. And you convince yourself that it's harmless, that you are being controlling if you bring it up. Ask yourself this: does her behavior, when you are not around, make you feel secure and respected, or does it create a constant low-level anxiety in the back of your mind? Trust that feeling. Here is the wake-up call. If a woman craves constant male attention from a variety of sources, she will never be able to fully belong to you. Her need for external validation will always be a vulnerability in your relationship. And loyalty must go both ways. If you expect it from her, you must also live it yourself. Too many men demand loyalty while they move recklessly. That hypocrisy will always backfire. A real man sets the standard with his own integrity first, and then confidently requires it in return. What is the point of grinding every day, building your wealth, and shaping your future, if the woman beside you cannot even be trusted to guard your name and your bond? Loyalty is your ultimate protection. It protects your peace, it protects your goals, and it protects your reputation. Without it, you are building a beautiful house on a foundation of sand. Standard number 6: a growth mindset, or nothing. Here is a final, critical fact that too many ambitious men overlook. A stagnant woman will hold you back just as much as a toxic one. In 2025, the world is moving at an incredible pace. Technology, money, health, even relationships themselves. Everything is changing. If your woman does not have a growth mindset, she will eventually become an anchor that drags you down into comfort, laziness, and mediocrity. A growth mindset simply means she is willing to learn, to adapt, and to improve herself alongside you. It doesn't matter if it's in her career, her health, or her personal development. What matters is that she has an internal drive and refuses to stay stuck. A woman whose only interests are celebrity gossip, scrolling on her phone, and repeating the same old comfortable routines is a woman who will suffocate your ambition. She will not understand your grind. She will not be able to challenge you. She will not be able to inspire you. And she will not be able to help you expand your vision. That is not a partner. That is dead weight. Now, look at your partner with honest eyes. Beyond the initial attraction, is she actively making you a better, smarter, stronger man? And just as importantly, are you doing the same for her? Here is where men need to wake up. Too many of you settle for a woman who looks good on your arm, but brings nothing new to the table mentally or spiritually. She cannot challenge your ideas. She cannot introduce you to new perspectives. And she cannot help you grow. You want a woman who pushes you forward, not one who holds you back in a comfortable prison. You want someone who says, "Let's read that book together. Let's learn that new skill together. Let's grow financially together." Because when both of you are committed to evolving, the relationship itself becomes an unstoppable force. A beautiful face will fade. A great body will change. But a woman with a powerful, curious, growth-oriented mindset will keep making your life and your mind better every single year. If she is not growing, you will eventually outgrow her, or she will pull you down to her level. And that is a truth that most men ignore, until it is too late. At the end of the day, men, you have to stop lowering your standards just to avoid being alone. Too many of you are afraid of being called controlling or toxic, for simply expecting a real partner in return for your effort. But here is the final and most important lesson to take away from this. You do not get the partner you want in life. You get the partner you believe you deserve. Your standards are a direct reflection of your own self-worth. If you settle for a woman who brings nothing but her looks to the table, you're not getting a partner. You're getting a dependent. And a relationship built on dependency instead of partnership is a house built on sand. Now, I know this conversation might make some people uncomfortable, and that's fine. Growth never happens in the comfort zone. So, I want to hear from you. After hearing these 6 standards, what is Owen quality that you now realize is absolutely non-negotiable for you in a partner? Share your commitment in the comments below. Let's build a community of men with high standards. If this guide was the wake-up call you needed, hit the like button so this message can reach more men. And if you know someone who is settling for less than he deserves, share this video with him. Finally, to continue building a life of high standards, subscribe to the Stoic Manhood Guide. In our next video, we will reveal the biggest mistakes men make when trying to keep a woman interested. Mistakes that actually push her away. You don't want to miss it. This has been the Stoic Manhood Guide. Remember, the woman beside you should be your teammate, not your burden.